If it's not dramatic, would it be film focus? No, it wouldn't be. And that's why you're welcome to Film Focus with a dramatic tune right here on Smooth 98.1, where we love music and we love life. 11 till 11:55 every Friday. That's how we do it. And you're welcome. There is a seat for you. We do not have popcorn for you. We do not have a drink. You'd have to bring that along because it's self-service, I guess. Well, there is a place you can get that. And you're welcome to chime in and be a part of it with your watch list, your reviews, your thoughts, your agreements and disagreements on Film Focus. My name is Oluwaseun Olusegun. You can even join us on YouTube at Smooth 981 FM Lagos, at Smooth 981 FM Lagos. And if you're joining us on YouTube, you would have seen his face. He's live here in the studio, in flesh and blood. Give it up for the one, the only movie buff, critic, writer, and a lover of everything movies, Oris.
Wish they could see me on YouTube, I'll tell you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess. Again?
Yeah, like you left.
I wasn't around. Yes, I wasn't.
Yeah.
So yes, I'm back. I'm back. And good morning, everybody who is in Lagos listening to us at the moment. And good evening and good night and good afternoon if you're anywhere else.
All right. Well, the reference to like you left was more like I'm back like I never left. So you are back, but you left. That's what I meant. And joining us virtually for another wonderful episode of Film Focus. Please give it up for the one who keeps it 100 all the time, entertainment stakeholder, the one and the only Irabor.
This is your WWE intro like this. I don't even know that I should come out of the arena and go and fight in the ring. I don't even know what I'm supposed to do right now, Seth.
All right. How you doing, man?
I'm okay, not bad.
You sound like you have a cold.
Yes, I do. Slight one. But it's to my advantage. The ladies love this voice.
Irabor. Where in Yoruba they will say Nibola Tunjasi Irabor. Where are we again? Where have you taken us to?
Always see the silver lining.
I get you.
Silver lining. That's it. Now I could be like, I'm not feeling well, but I'm like,
exactly.
I mean, this one is to my advantage.
So
how many?
Long may it continue. Is that it?
How many soups have you gotten? How many have you had breakfast? Have you had something to eat? And the deliveries at your door, have you gotten?
Oh, no. I'm going to get it after the show now. That's why I didn't take anything. I'm not taking any medication. So the voice is supposed to sell the market right now. Do you understand?
Hey.
Are you turning Smooth FM to a pimp, I don't know, session? Is that what I'm hearing?
I'm not even sure, but I know that as long as Irabor is single, we're going to have more of this.
Okay.
I know that until Irabor gets hooked, this is going to continue till that happens. But who wants to start? What have you been up to? What have you been watching? Okay, let's start with you, Oris.
Oh yeah, since I'm here, I better get first dates.
Yeah.
What have I been watching? Actually, nothing. I've just been fighting people on social media. Well, not fighting people, fighting Zuckerberg in particular. He tossed my account. I mean, he tossed my account on Instagram. And so, I think since Friday, actually exactly a week, just been trying to send 3 million messages. Anyway, they gave me one back, but my personal/private one hasn't been returned. So that has taken me like, I guess they'll give me sleepless nights. Anyway, but yes, besides that, what have I been watching? Once again, like I said last 2 weeks actually, I'm still watching 30 Rock on the Orange app. Yes. And on the Red app, I think I was seeing Baby Farm, yes. But just the first few episodes. I haven't finished that one. What else have I seen? I think that's about it, frankly. It's not been a very screen-friendly. Well, it's been screen-friendly, just not in the entertainment form, sadly, over the past week.
So, Irabor, what's up? What have you been watching? Irabor,
what's it got? Can you hear me? Oh no, sorry, I was muted. I didn't know. I'm watching the NBA because the playoffs are going to start very soon. NBA season is ending on Sunday, and it's a very close one. Anybody who is a basketball fan will understand what I'm saying.
Yeah, but I can never understand basketball fans in Nigeria. But please go on, don't mind me. I never understand it.
I know we're a lot, oh, funny enough, we're a lot. It's just we don't have the press or the publicity
that football people have, I mean.
Yeah, I know Sound Sultan was actively in the middle of that before he
Yeah, but he
out.
was more. I think I see people play it, but I just don't know that. I mean, for instance, now, but which team do you support? Do you have any of that?
Right now, I support the Golden State Warriors, but I also
So
support
imagine,
basketball.
you see the issue. It says
I
right
know what
now,
you
right?
mean.
After that, I've been supporting for like 20 years. You have it right now. So there's nothing. Anyway,
No, I support different teams and different players just because the players can move from one team to another team. Just because I love the players. There's some players that I just love genuinely, so that's but we're a lot of people. There are people who love the game for sure.
Yeah, I know. So aside NBA, anything from Nollywood, Hollywood?
Yeah. Suits LA. Suits LA is on its 7th episode on the Orange app. Then I'm catching up on Chicago Med. I didn't even know Chicago Med was on the Orange app. So I was meaning to start with season 7 because season 6 was where I stopped. So apparently they have up until season 9. So that's good for me. I'm on episode 5 of season 7 for Chicago Med. Then I started this one I saw again on the Orange app, the cleaning lady. I don't know what to expect.
Yeah.
She's a double agent. I really don't know. Then The Wire. People have been raving about The Wire. So I've started episode 1. I'm just like 10 minutes in.
Where is it? Where is that showing? On the Orange
It's
one?
on Orange app.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah. So
I was going to say, just before you mentioned The Wire, I was going to say that unlike your taste in movies, you have terrible taste in series. But then you mentioned The Wire, so maybe I'll let you go. Although you don't know whether you like it yet, so let's see.
Terrible taste. What have I said that you don't like?
Not like I don't like, but I just don't feel like they are elites. So to LA, for instance, now, I mean, the first one wasn't even elite then. I think it's an inferior version of that first one. 1, 2, you said the Chicago Med or right? That's just like what's it called now? Like ER or something back in the days. More like it's more soapy than what's it called now? Than grade A. But I'm just yabbing, Bravo. Don't mind me.
Classic stories.
All the time.
I understand. That's why I was trying to understand, like, which series have I mentioned that? But when you mentioned Suits and
the two of them.
As your yardstick, I say, like, come on. But it's not. They are not horrible shows. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, they're not shows.
No, I get. Irabor, look, you cannot be elite all the days of your life, so it's entirely fine.
You know what, I'm so glad this morning that the axe is not coming from my head, it's coming from Irabor.
There's no axe anyway.
I am
anyway, I just want to litigate Irabor's taste. Let's proceed, please.
Okay. Any other addition, Irabor?
I know that's it for now. Then there's this one on the Red Pill, Pulse. I watched the first episode and I'm very confused because is it that the girl followed the guy? I mean, she did follow the guy because she claimed harassment case against the guy. I don't know what's going on, But
so you have to continue to find it out, Nabi, to find out.
Okay. Well, we go on and you can join this conversation either on YouTube or you can join on WhatsApp 0809-444-0981. Again, 0809-444-0981. That's the WhatsApp line to send your messages to in case you want to be a part of this conversation. And if you're sending a message for the first time, please include your name and your location. But on YouTube, it is at Smooth 981 FM Lagos, at Smooth 981 FM Lagos. When we get back after this, we're going to tell you what Nigerians have been watching and streaming on the popular streaming platforms, and then get into the juice of today's show right here on Film Focus.
Name is Gloria Young, and your turn.
What are you saying?
I was saying that I think you released it. It was a little too loud. Sound.
Yes.
One. Something else.
This one is quite loud. This your voice internet.
Once again. Or smooth.
No, it's your voice.
How do you know? How can you tell?
Because I go behind the scene and I check the stream. Then so if it were to be a smooth thing, the stream would end. Oh, so see him? What call back afterwards. So he's going to go back. So, yeah, you remember.
Every Tuesday and Thursday.
Yes. Haha. This is more about the show. I think that there's too much time spent telling us what we're watching. Yes. Maybe it's like 5, maybe the first 5 or something is better than 10. It's too much.
What do you mean? What people are watching?
The Netflix, the all of the stuff. I feel like it's too much.
It's 5 minutes.
Yeah, that's my point. No, it's not about it's about the amount of intros that's provided.
Okay.
Then open the app, I can see it. Shion, don't tell me.
Not everybody has all the apps. So we'll come back. Love music, love life. You are listening to Film Focus on Smooth 98.1, and you can catch the behind the scenes on YouTube at Smooth 981 FM Lagos. So, Oris wants us to get through this really fast. That's the part where we tell you what people have been watching. Oris is of the opinion that you don't need to know what people have been watching, which sometimes serves as a movie recommendation for some.
You don't need 10. You need, if you give us 5, I think we take it. Don't give us 5. That's too much.
Anyway, but that's bad.
Okay. Well, we're going to give you top 5 then. Oris wants us to conserve the time, but well, let's ask Irabor. Irabor, are you back? Ramsey.
Yeah. I'm back now. Sorry, Jerry. No this.
Okay, so Oris and I were having a debate. He's of the opinion that I should not give the top 10 of the movies and series that Nigerians are streaming on the platform, that I should cut it down to 5. What do you think?
Is it because of airtime?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just feel like there's more value in discussing stuff exactly than in.
So do we cut it down to top 5?
Might as well just make it top 3, Seth.
Okay.
I was going to say
For now, I would listen to you both and make it top 5.
You can think about it actually. You don't have
No, top 5.
This question. I think it's for them. Whatever they want us to do, let's do.
Okay, dear audience, do you want us to do top 10, top 20, top 5, or top 3? Or even only the top 1? The 1% of the 1%. Let's know. WhatsApp 0809 444 0981. Again, 0809 444 0981. So while you're trying to type, I'll go ahead with telling you the top 5 on the different streaming apps. 1, you have Venom, The Last Dance. Number 2 is, this is the Orange app. Number 2 is Gangs of London. Number 3 is Flatmates. Number 4 is The Hunger Games, The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, while number 5 is Chitam. That's an Orange app original.
Oh.
Then we go to the top 5 on the Red app. And in terms of TV shows, number 1 is Baby Fam. Number 2 is Devil May Cry. Number 3 is Pulse. Number 4 is Friendly Rivalry. And number 5, The Residents. Well, if we look at the top 10 movies, number 1 is Blue Story. Number 2 is Venom, The Last Dance. Number 3 is The Life List. Number 4 is The Great Wall. And the 5th one is Ada Omodadi. Yeah, it is still there. And now if we go to the Blue app, number 1 is G20. Anybody seen this?
Nope, I've not even heard about it.
Oh, that's Viola Davis, Madam President, the G20. I watched it yesterday. I'm going to hold my thoughts on it.
So you can give your thoughts on things.
Yeah. I said I'm going to hold my thought on it.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to, because you never do.
Yeah, that's why I said I'm going to hold my thought on it. Number 1 is G20. Number 2 is Wheel of Time. Number 3 is Oshirunga. Number 4 is Carjackers. And number 5, House of David. Okay, so let's take some messages. And Crew says, Eskimo Oluwaseun. I know. It's always so cold in here, and I spend more than 5 hours in here, so I have to suit up. Eskimo Oluwaseun, Oris doesn't want to influence us badly based on what he's been watching. That's all. That's a lovely way to spin it. And I don't know what it means either, but I know Oris slander, I'm here for it. Exactly.
I'm beside him on a Friday. Anyway.
Wilson says, good morning, Madam Oluwaseun. Greetings to Mr. Oris and Mr. Irabor as well. I'll go for top 5, just adding my voice.
Yay,
by the way, welcome back, Mr. Oris.
Thanks, Wilson. Thanks so much. And thanks for 2 things. For welcoming and also for being in the top 5. Great. Yeah, great guy.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's a guy. Yeah.
He's a guy. Wilson is a guy. Okay, so let's get into the meat of today's show, and we start with the one that is coming out of Nollywood. I think there was some drama that went down in the course of the week, but it started with a person who came out, Ijobalande, I believe. Yeah, and says that he was paid 90,000 naira for a month-long role in Funke Akindele's production. And days later, he comes back to say, no, it wasn't true. I'm not sure. He said he's so sorry, and he issued I don't know if it was heartfelt, but they said
a groveling apology.
yeah, apology, clarifying that he was misunderstood. I know that you're waiting to start this one, so Oris, go for it.
So anyone, I just think that there is two things. Remember, was it 2 weeks ago or three? When you had said that I had reported somewhere about a particular filmmaker saying he was rejected by the North because of his religion, yes, and by the South because of his religion, yes. And then he showed up and said, "Hey, I didn't say that." Meanwhile, there's a video saying it. I think it's the same thing with what's happening here again. There are certain, I don't know if the word is, or rather, if the words are powers that be, or just like a general idea of the industry where if you say something, no matter how bad something is, like, I don't know, I guess hitting you, you can't quite be direct. Because I think everybody's so happy. They are not sure how this guy wants to spin it. But I think that, of course, behind the scenes, somebody is going to say, hey, maybe, just maybe, you shouldn't talk about somebody with this level of clout publicly. And then that's why you should have to say, hey, please. I think something they said in media about don't spoil his career. So I don't think this is necessarily him saying the truth. I think it's just like for history and for him to continue living his life normally. That's why he decided to project the public. It's a big, big issue. I recall I was talking to somebody in the media maybe a few weeks ago, and he was saying that the platform he occupies, or rather that he runs, he doesn't believe that he should speak candidly about anything wrong in the industry. Why? Because he wants to be friends with everybody. You know, I just feel like this is one of Nigeria's biggest problems. You know, people in power never hear the truth about whatever it is they're doing. So I'm not sure. I do not know if Funke is high-handed. But the fact of the matter is that over the past few years, a few people have come to say it. Of course, all of them have turned back and say, you know, they didn't mean what they said initially. But the fact of the matter is they have all said certain things about her. So I'm not quite sure if this turnabout is a good thing for the industry and for the country at large. But I think this is just how we operate as a people. Really, really sad.
Well, before I take your robust thought on it, there was the part of the apology that said, please don't destroy my life. Help me, beggar. I'm really sorry. Well, Irabor.
Our industry is very funny. And I believe that in as much as I'm going to say what I'm going to say, I still feel the industry needs just like a minimum wage for day actors, you know, for contracted actors and all that. You know, people, then you can decide to scale it based on the popularity of the actor, what you're looking to pay the actor. If it's per scene or per day or just like a full-on money you're going to give them per picture. Then if they're going to collect proceeds, you know, for the sales of the film or whatever it is, no problem. But I feel we need to have a structure where if you know that you're going to be hiring somebody, if it's per day or whatever, it's a fixed price and everybody knows about it so that we don't have stories like this. Now, I don't think it is right for anybody to willingly collect pay for a role like you've agreed to terms, the exact terms, then you go on social media and complain or bash the person whom you did the deal with. I'm not a fan of that. If you don't want the job, don't take it. If you feel that you're going to be underpaid or you're not going to be taken care of or whatever the case, I mean, don't take it. Don't now take it, then now come and start smearing somebody's name. I'm not for that at all. So that's my 2 cents on the whole matter. Now, do people blackball talents in the industry? Of course. Now there are powers that be, whether we like it or not. There are powers that be in every faction, even in churches too. There are powers that be. So there are people who can do and undo. In Hollywood, you have the Tyler Perry. Like, there are people who would do that. So Of course, you'll be afraid of your head, when certain things happen, or you go out and you go for the head of the king or the queen. Of course, things like that happen. Oloyede had the same thing with, Funke at a point, and we don't have details to say, okay, this is what happened, or this is not what happened. But we know that after a certain thing happens, you don't see people for a long time. So again, ripple effect could take place. But I feel if you want to go out and call somebody out, it's the same thing that happened with Kerry Wilson just recently now. Kerry Wilson went to Breakfast Club to go and talk about what she said before, dissing Beyonce. She didn't mean to diss it, blah, blah, blah. I don't know. Whatever it is. But my own is, don't take a job if you feel that you're going to be cheated or you're not, whatever. Don't sign that's why I say education is important. Go and read, go and learn how to write so that you can understand certain things. And don't now go back and say, this person cheated me. Meanwhile, you signed it with your two korokoro eyes on your hands. So that's what I feel. I don't like all those kind of back and forth. The industry needs legislation and things to be put in place so that everybody's taken care of, even if people want to be funny at the end of the day.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think that's okay. You're right. I think it's a good point to make about if you agree to something,
just have to, swallow it. But I guess it's been 10 years or so since this particular incident that he was talking about. So maybe a part of his brain had felt, what, time has passed. It's not like it's a current issue, so there shouldn't be like heavy repercussions. You understand?
But I just felt a type of way having him say, just hearing him say,
for my life, it felt like, okay, but I wasn't happy about something. I kind of feel I should be allowed to say it, although, to be honest, again, Irabor, you're correct. If you agree, talk it up. But time has gone, this shouldn't be an issue where somebody is feeling, I don't know, scared for his career or his life after 10 years. It feels heavy-handed. But yes, you're right. There should be some kind of minimum wage so that everybody is at least fine with what is permissible by the industry. That I agree with.
All right, moving on, you can send in your messages, your thoughts, and what you think about what we're discussing. Again, WhatsApp line to send it to is 0809 444 0981. Alex from Miano says, first time caller, you mean texter? Greetings to you guys in the studio. Thank you for listening, Alex. And Oluwaseun says, hi to the Edo brothers. Hi, Oluwaseun. Hi to you too. Oris decided to grace the studio for our listening pleasure today.
yes.
I'm cool with 10. It gives me a broader perspective, even though I'm never going to watch even half. Still, he's cool with 10. Let's go on to this thing that was discussed a bit on Grapevine. I am not the enemy, I'm the moderator.
Not you. I
Oh, okay. Sorry. I thought you said Oluwaseun. Okay, so this was talked about on Grapevine a bit, and let's talk about it even in details. This claim or the ongoing debate about how filmmakers, producers, directors, and those making movies are having to dance on social media in order to promote their movie. Now, while dance might be it, this one is specifically coming from Jaiyeola Kuti, who's a veteran Nollywood actress. And she said, I've seen a lot of ongoing discussions online concerning executive producers dancing to, promote their movies. She said that not everybody can dance, like she specifically mentioned Funke Akindele, but God made everybody beautiful and imbued all of us in different ways. Everybody has a place in art. And she said that now some of us are turning from proper actors to skit makers, and on it goes about how not everybody has to dance in order to sell the movies. And so she said, viewers, you need to help us. If that person, I'm not going to say what she said, but if that person is on the latrine, that is what's making the person to sell. The next person is going to go and on the latrine. Just because it works for somebody doesn't mean it will work for you. But I'm just going to link it on a final note to something that I think we discussed early this year about Netflix having to, I don't know if it was Netflix specifically, but this was Hollywood, where they needed to get an actress to play a particular role. But one of the first questions they asked was their followership and their activity on social media.
Oh, no, it wasn't.
Ethan Hawke's
Yeah.
daughter talking about Maya. What's her name? Maya. I think Maya.
I think it was just one big
Yeah.
Hollywood conversation. Then, in addition to that, I think I saw a clip from a podcast that
Jemima was on, where she talked about the same
Jemima
thing.
is for
Or Sunday, yeah, here in Nigeria too, about how they are now starting to drag actors into a marketing role for the movie production and that she's an actress, she's not an actor. You wouldn't have specifically, she used the example of Keanu Reeves. You wouldn't have Keanu Reeves doing some extra marketing work for the movie. So anyways, I've laid the cards on the table. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, so everybody.
Yep, the comment section said that.
Not just even that. I'm just saying the idea is not specific. I think for Keanu, if he goes on a late night show, that's what he's doing. That's press actually. If he gets interviewed by the Guardian or by the New York Times, that's exactly what he's doing as well. So I don't know that they do press. What they don't do is maybe the basing format of.
What do you mean debasing formats? No, I'm not saying. What's debase? Okay, let's go.
My point is this. No, the idea is from what Jaiyeola Kuti is saying and what some other people have said, part of the problem is that in dancing, at least for some people dancing, they feel it's the meaning of who they should be. So that's what I mean by, okay, this is kind of like debasing. Unlike, say, hey, if somebody was going to promote their movie and came to speak to film on Film Focus, nobody would think that's like a debasing thing to do. I think most people will say, hey, that's fine. The problem, though, is that in these dances, it feels a little crass for certain types of actors. Now, remember, Funke Akindele is selling Jennifer mostly. And let's face it, Jennifer is not the most classy character in the world. So what that means is that for her to dance, or rather, it feels kind of right with her brand and with the brand of the movie she's selling. You understand? So not everybody is going. So, for instance, the guy who is going to Cannes is not going to come and dance. He's not going to come and dance on social media to get people to watch his movies. You see? So there's all of these differences. So for people like Jaiyeola, though, I feel like the movies that she does, I'm not sure why she's feeling bad about dancing. She should dance. But everybody, everybody must market their stuff. It's not, there is no, what's the word? There's no class in that, market your stuff. Just that, how would you do it? Part of the problem then is that Funke's outsized commercial success has given everybody a sort of wrong idea that you must sell every movie in this particular format. I recall just December, once an Messi Aigbe was crying all over social media, talking about how people are not saying her film Thin Line, and she had whatever reasons behind all of that. And part of how she was selling was true. But I saw the movie, I'm like, this is supposed to be a serious thriller. It's not a great thriller, to be honest. But this is not a movie you sell by dancing. You understand? Somebody is.
Did she dance?
Yes, I was saying she was dancing like for months, and it didn't quite pay off. And I was saying that look, she is not quite doing. She's not selling a movie the way she's told. If Funke is selling a comedy and she's dancing, that's fine. If she's selling a cross character and she's dancing, that's entirely fine. But you're selling a thriller and you want to dance. It feels like there is like.
So what should she have done? Shoot guns?
Anything else. Just be smart about what you are doing. So if Funke Akindele, the movie we do fit with the idea of dancing. But selling other type of movies, it won't quite work. That's what I'm trying to get at here. So just be clever. The problem with Jaiyeola's statement is that she's not now telling us what exactly. It feels like she's saying, don't market. You must market it. There's no way about it. You must market the movies. Just don't do it in the way everybody's doing because you feel like that is what worked. So it's not a, so, and again, Nollywood has this annoying habit of, I don't know, what's the word? Begging viewers to change. They can't change anything. Fact of the matter is this: if you do your stuff and if it's good enough, if you market and people know about it and see it, that is what changes anything. Nobody's going to go and say, oh, because you begged me on social media, but now we're going to go and pay money to see this stuff. It will not happen, Nollywood. Thank you very much.
Okay, just before I take your above thought, I would read some part of the article. He said, well,
why are you calling it an article?
Well, news, whatever. Sorry. The
Her post for the post. I think she said.
No. I'm talking about the news thing that brought this about. So while praising Akindele for her natural charisma and dance skills, she expressed concern that such trends set unrealistic expectations for others. If dancing is what will make you sell, maybe we should start then, she said ironically. However, she further criticized the shift from acting to creating social media content as a survival strategy. That's where she mentioned that, if somebody has to go in the latrine to do something. And she finally said, we don't want to be tired of doing a good movie. So please encourage us not to do so much. Let's make it beautiful for you to enjoy it. Pause, Irabor.
I mean, we're in the social media age. We have TikTok, Instagram, X, and so on and so forth. everything is content driven. Even the movie is a content. Everything is content. What we're doing is content. So in Hollywood, they have media tours. Even on sets, they do behind the scenes. See what Will Smith is doing now. He's a content creator, actor. Everybody's leveraging the power of social media. In fact, radio gets neglected sometimes, which shouldn't be because it's still part of media. But because digital media is now, the crux of everything. So everybody's going digital. Sometimes it may not translate to ticket sales. It may translate to just likes. It may translate to, comments or whatever, but doesn't mean that those people are just going out there. But now the flip side is, even if you're not selling a film, you still have an active social media following. So brands give you endorsements. I don't understand what Jemima is talking about. She's an ambassador. If she didn't have followers, I don't think they would give her any deal. So if she doesn't want to dance, let her keep her skinny legs one place and not dance.
What?
But now the thing
no, that's not permitted.
Now the thing,
that is
the thing, no, it's coming from that kind of person. It's like when Pere was talking about blockbuster and not blockbuster and whatever. Like, didn't you understand the market before you ventured into it? So this is somebody who is a veteran in Nollywood. So I don't understand why they're having a problem with dancing. If you don't want to dance, go and figure out another way to promote your film. Nobody's holding you. So don't hold the person who is, doing it the way that they want to do it and how it's selling and how it's making them money. If that's her genre, that's our we were on here now. Whenever we critique things, I want people to understand where we're coming from. There was a time Oris and I were talking about Funke Akindele and saying that if we were to put forward Nollywood or any of the films that she has done, we would not submit any of our work. But we recognize and respect what she's doing in terms of box office numbers. So compartmentalize the reasoning behind it. Sure, you get. So if that's what she's doing and she's successful, good for her. If you want to release a thriller, go and figure out how to promote your thriller and make it sell. And also you have to consider when you're releasing the thriller as well. Is that what the audience even needs? So please, people should stop attacking Funke or making her or whoever is doing what she's doing seem like it's a bad thing. I don't think it's debasing yourself. Dancing is a very, very beautiful art form. Yeah, I like to see Chris Brown and Ciara dance. I like to see different people dance. Me, I can't dance. My wedding day is only God that will know how it will help me. Sure, you get. So, but the industry does need, like we were mentioning about day pay and all these things, the industry needs a mechanism where we can understand that, okay, when a film comes out, we know that we're going to see these actors on Tori's show. What are all those shows in Hollywood that they try to do? You understand? Like everybody's going to be part of those shows. They know that they're going to go to Jennifer Hudson's show. They know they're going to be doing radio tours with Breakfast Club and all those things. So, I mean, everybody should just get creative and stop complaining. That's my 2 cents.
Thank you for your 2 cents. Oluwaseun on WhatsApp says, the hunger for clout these days will be the destruction of many. How did he wake up and decide to speak about the pay he got from a role years ago? The problem with social media is that most people will jump on it without knowing the when, the how, or the why that was. They'll just be on it for the thrill. At the end of the day, the guy don't shoot himself for leg. Whether we like it or not, he just makes things difficult for himself in the industry. This is Nigeria, and he just went for one of the biggest shots, if not the biggest in the industry. Oluwaseun.
Yes, that's a good position to be in for the biggest. So everybody come for you again. Everybody need to like defend
you with their mics. I don't like it, but I guess that's how it is.
Well, this is Can Matter, and who best to talk about Can Matter than Oris? So Nigeria is competing at the Cannes Film Festival for the first time in history.
Yay.
Talk to us about it.
Yeah, so this guy, I think a lot of Jr., who by the way, some people might
know. His brother is Tech of Show Them Camp. And Tech actually wrote the screenplay for the film that's going to Cannes. It's the biggest film festival in the world, and this is the very first time they have thought us worthy to show up there. So it's really, really big chunky news. If you follow the Nigerian Cultural Ministry, you see that they actually put out a statement in praise of what these guys have accomplished. Of course, there is still space for another first to show up because what's his name? Akinwale Davis is partly based in the UK, actually almost fully based in the UK, and the film is a co-production between Nigeria and the UK. So the day somebody else shows up from core Nollywood, that would be another big story. But for now, let's just be happy that, somebody from Nigeria with a very Nigerian name, by the way, Akinola, is going to Cannes, and the movie is titled My Father's Shadow, and it's set during the 1993 elections, which, as everybody knows, was the MKO time. So I'm really, really, really looking forward. It should show in Cannes, this is in France, next month. And by the grace of Almighty God,
You were going?
you are going to give me this up.
I was about to get to that part.
Yeah, okay, so my visa expires this month, so I have to figure out how to
Get that visa for next month. But yes, I think there is a very, very good chance that I'm going to be there.
By the way, it's Akinola, not Akinola.
Say it again. What is the end? What is the end doing there, please? The name is spelled Akinola. What is wrong with you?
No, it's not a Yoruba thing. It's a general language thing. There are many words that are not pronounced the way they are written. Many words in different languages.
Anyway,
yeah.
Akiola, but anyway, this guy based in the UK. He's not based in Ogun State.
I'm just saying.
Anyway, but yes, big talking is for everybody who's interested in like Nigerian cinema traveling outside of Africa.
But give us an overview of Cannes this year. I mean, you've seen the news coming out and your mission. Remind me of your mission now. No. There was Spike Lee. No, I'm going to pull that up later on. So it's supposed to be a big one that was supposed to be a part of the lineup for Cannes, and they didn't mention. And later on, they came back and say, "Oh, never mind, it's part of it. It's a big one."
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's Spike Lee. I think so. I'll pull that up.
Which is funny. I didn't know she wanted to be a director. Scarlett Johansson.
Oh yeah, she's one of the big news for Cannes this time.
First was a director. Yeah, there's a lot of them. In fact, so
many big shots who are going to be there this year. Fingers crossed.
On WhatsApp, Wilson says, I think I agree with Mr. Irabor. Sometimes criticism is crucial towards making things right. When you criticize, it is not meant to write off. It's basically meant to help matters. And if the person at the receiving end understands what is playing, he or she will accept the criticism in good faith and make amends.
But I don't really.
Both of you sound the same. What? That's what happens to single people.
Very funny. No, part of the matter is this. I have a friend called Christine Wilson, and so in my head,
Christine is the first name.
But because it's Wilson,
still, it's the single people. Is the bachelor syndrome.
Are you married, Sean?
Yes, I am married.
Everybody knows. Anyway.
Hi, Ola says.
Hello.
Oh.
On a lighter note, Akinola will have a double
N. So in other words, it is Akinola. Thank you. Thank you, Ola. Thank you.
You leave my shirt. Like I said, this guy is not based in Ogun State. I'm sure the Bishop of Kings is
Then people always have the pronunciation. See, I would have taken this conversation further, but I remember you don't exactly know how to speak your language very well.
So this is your future. My language is English, by the way. I must
what's your name?
My language is
What is your name, Maurice? Kelvin. You are. No, you're not. All right, so let's go to Hollywood and talk about Oscars. For the first time, I don't know who finally woke up to this. It's a long time coming. Anyways, let's let you in on the tea. Oscar finally adds they've not fully added it because this is 2025. It will not be added until 2027.
28.
Yeah. At least in 2027, that's when the official discussions will start. So they're adding the best stunt design category for the Oscars, the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences. So yeah, Irabor, you were saying? Sorry, Maurice.
So you want to do the
My apologies.
First thing I heard of this lobbying for the Oscars to include a stunt category, maybe 5 years, a long time ago, though, you know, it's taking a long time because they've been really, really trying to get the Academy to say, hey, respect people who create the stunts for all of these movies. So yeah, I think this is good. I'm just not sure. So they say stunt design. So it's it's not. I wonder who gets the award even.
Exactly. So
is it going to be the performer or the person who has said, you know what, this is how we are going to go about it? So I think, okay, in my head, it probably is going to be the choreographer, actually. You know, so back in the day, you had let me use an example of film people probably know about. Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, and The Matrix.
Okay,
so the guy,
okay, Matrix is better.
okay, people don't know that one. Okay, fair enough. They both won Oscar then. So Matrix, the person who did the stunts, the choreography for the fight choreography for Matrix, was a guy they brought from Asia who had actually worked on Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. So he came to America to come and like fix all of those, you know, Neo stunts and everything. Anyway, this was the guy. So if they're going to give this to the person who did that, it's going to be the Asian guy, not Keanu. You understand? Or not the director. It's going to be the person who actually like
I'm sorry, I'm laughing at something else, but please go on.
I saw something.
Yeah, that was what I was laughing at.
Anyway,
so anyway, yeah, so if they're going to give it to the person who designed it, it's going to be the choreographer and not the people who actually like doing the stunts. So yeah, fingers crossed on how that works eventually. I think in a few months, or maybe it's 2027, we'll finally know what exactly they're going to be judging.
Yeah, they did say that they would keep all the details till 2027.
yeah, but this also means that
for Nollywood.
you know, one of the things I say, I mean, sorry, everybody who is a Nollywood fan.
I used to say to people that look, if you are a serious actor in Nollywood and you want to like screen projects you should not be on, there are 3 things you must try to avoid. 1, if you see a script that has a child actor, do not, and I say do not attempt to be in that movie because it's going to suck. We just don't have great child actors, sadly. 1. 2, if it's a movie that's supposed to have some kind of okay, actually just 2. I forgot the 3rd one. So let's go with if it has violence. By that I mean like either like gunshots, yes, fight, someone's supposed to punch somebody, you know, whatever. Please do not attempt to be in that movie because it's going to suck. I'm not sure I've seen a single film.
Have you seen Suki? Like someone mentioned last week, I think it was Mountain Lion. Hold on. Let me finish. So it was Mountain Lion that mentioned last week. I'm yet to see Suki, by the way. So he was asking for my thought on it. I think over the years, did you see what's this one that had Uzaruku on it as well? Is it Suspect? I think it was Suspect.
Suspicion.
Suspicion, thank you. Yeah. So did you see that as well? So I think in terms of the stunts and the fight scenes, we're gradually bringing I don't want to say dead bones to life because the bones have always been.
Not even dead, they're disintegrated.
Yeah, so I think we're gradually trying to piece things together. So maybe you shouldn't write us off yet.
Yes, I'm writing us off.
Oh God.
Now, at least. So, until somebody proves me wrong. But for now, like I said, if you see a script that has fight choreography, avoid. And I'm saying this across stuff. I've seen boxing movies from Nollywood. I've seen Suki is like Dambe, which is like this northern wrestling that you do. I've seen the supposedly Asian style martial arts in our movies. None of them have ever been good.
Don't get me started with the Asian one.
They've all been terrible. So for now, my point is this: if there's ever going to create like a category for Nollywood, none of the Oscars, which will never happen by the way. But if it's ever going to happen, no movie that is what's it called? No movie is ever going to qualify for stunts. It's not possible because we just have not been able to figure out how it should work. We can't even figure out gunshots.
A little patience, Oris.
Do you know how many years? What is a little patience? I mean, action movies from movie for
decades, and they still haven't figured it out in 2025.
Anyway, there's a film though from
4 years ago by a guy called Eric Hakimian. It has the greatest. It has the greatest stab scene I've ever seen in a Nollywood film. It's a film called A Mile from Home. It's currently now on YouTube. You can see it. There's a it's a film about cultists and everything, you know. But there's a very, very good scene there where somebody breaks a bottle on the wall and stabs another person. It is frankly astonishing how the guy did it, you know. And that's part of the problem with like fight choreography is like you have to have somebody who can do the stunts, one. You have to have somebody who can like tell you, oh, this is what you do. So the choreographer has to be there as well. And then finally, you need an editor who can work out those angles as well if it looks seamless. The problem is that these 3 people are never present on a Nollywood set. So you need all of them to be great, and that's the issue.
In the words of Papilo, One day, Oris, one day.
One day.
Or in the words of Molly Popilo, Hollywood or Nollywood will make you proud.
More than 3 decades.
Anyways, on WhatsApp, Azu decides to come and give his take, not on movie.
Not on movies, look at it. Azu, you are fired. You are very fired.
Seun is not married, huh? Can she marry an Igbo guy? We can do Ikoyi registry next weekend, next week Friday. It's already late today. What? Eho, Seun, and Achalugo. Wow, Azu. We're asking for movie recommendations review, and this is your take?
You know, that was Azu. She's flattered. Please show up at the studio on Thursday next week.
To do what?
To take you on to the registry by Friday. So
did I tell you I want to get married?
Azu, like I said, please, I will show up on Thursday. In fact, I'm on people on Thursday.
As what? But I mean, you have demonstrated clearly the reason why you're not married. The level of patience you need in marriage, you don't have.
Wow. And you do? Anyway, Azu, save us. You are not the man to do this. If I would give you the Oscar for stunts to pull this up. Stunt design category, Azu is the winner.
I see he says we're never winning that award though. Come on. We really get that kind of money.
We really don't get that kind of money.
Sorry, we don't really get that kind of money. The budget for some of these stunts can make a great film in Nigeria.
But actually, sorry, I don't think that's entirely true. There's a guy on Instagram called The General who used to be based in Benin, but I think he's based now in Lagos. This guy used to do really, really amazing.
Isn't that a skit maker?
Yeah, skit maker, yes.
Yeah.
But some of the things I've seen him do, like in those, 3 minutes, 4 minutes videos is done. I'm like, okay, I've not seen something of this quality in our big screen movies. I used to say to myself that if you're going to do something, somebody from Nollywood should go and meet that guy and say, you know what, can we do something small? The problem is that you need to fit in whatever it is doing within like a story. So that's part of the problem of getting skit makers to work in Nollywood, because it's not just about the 2 naira stunts you're doing. But I feel like, frankly, if someone was thinking about it and say, hey, let's do something, I feel like that guy actually, I was also amazed, like, okay, wait, how did he pull this off? Because I think he has a great editor, and I think he's also a very flexible guy. But whatever the case, anyway, we haven't done it yet. But yes, maybe people can do it. And I don't think it's a money problem, it's a sense problem. I like everything else.
Anyways, Chimeze decides to call you Kevin. No, he's not Kevin, he's Oris.
Kelvin, by the way. So this is the American form.
Still, you're Oris. Oris. I'm tempted to call your surname at this point.
Kelvin.
He's not Kelvin. You heard him.
I got Kelvin. So what's your point, please?
That you are Nigerian and that you should not try to escape the language.
I'm not saying that my mother tongue. Come on, carry me to court. Thank you, Chimeze.
Chimeze says, Oga Kevin, well done. No, Seun, easy on the gentleman.
Is it me or on Azu? She should just focus on it on Azu.
No, you. That means, you know what we're done for today. No, we're not done. One more. We're talking about the tariffs and how that's happening in China or affecting China. And so as touching the US film imports and China, the China Film Administration said that they would cut back on the import of United States films to the kingdom. And that's actually going to affect things.
Yeah, of course. Hollywood, they need China. Yeah, that's just the truth, So when Hollywood is discussing like earnings, box office earnings from international territories, they are never talking about Nigeria. You know why?
What is your own? We are talking about US and China. How did Nigeria come into the mix?
Hollywood has 2 broads. When they're discussing revenue, they talk about domestic market, which is the American market, and then international territories. So I'm saying that China is like a huge percentage of what they get from abroad. And our country is not. It's like 2%, 0%, 0.1%. Anyway.
Please focus on your focus.
And so what it means is that if Trump, who, by the way, we must say, I think has backed down from the tariffs. So I think things are fine.
Backed down? 90-day break.
But that's backing down. This man was going to do it like immediately. But I think that now people are like, you know what, bros, everybody else is angry. So what this means anyway is that if Trump
insist on those crazy tariffs, China is going to be like, you know what, you cannot bring some of your movies to us, which means Hollywood is going to suffer. So that's part of why I think some has to say, you know what, maybe just maybe I want this service, but it won't quite work because Hollywood needs, like I said, it's not even wants, they require China to succeed. So yeah, so it's bad news, but I guess eventually I think everybody's going to be fine.
Well, I don't know about that.
No, Trump, I think no, like I said, I think Trump is finally going to be.
But things would have, there would have been a lot of havoc that would have been wreaked.
But it's already posted already. How you sure this 19? I think it's going to, I don't think it's going to come back to. Have you seen the percentages? 50%, 70%, those are crazy percentages.
I mean, this is me refraining from turning this into Business Express, but we'll go on. So Senfaja says, you both making me laugh. And Oluwaseun says, well, we're glad that we can make you laugh, Senfaja. Oluwaseun says, Hollywood go cry. By the way, why do you call it Hollywood?
It's the name of a place?
It's Hollywood.
Oh, Hollywood. Are you sure it's Hollywood?
Yes, it's Hollywood.
Okay,
Yeah.
you're probably right because the name of the town is Hollywood.
1-0.
No,
Hollywood go cry, and he go sweet Trump, and his support base die because Hollywood is populated by liberals who hate Trump and his base. Trump and Ping, they do aura for aura. Okay, I was hoping we'll take this final one, but yeah, let me just take your thought on it. So Shah Rukh Khan from India, Bollywood, and Kajol Devgan from India, Bollywood. They are getting a statue in Leicester Square. Once upon a time, I used to call it Leicester. Yeah, so
we all want it.
This is
what do
in
you
the UK,
think?
right?
Yes, in the UK. So having that international appeal such that they're able to get their own what's it called? Oh, their own statue, because in there you have things that really matter to the British population, including Paddington. Oh, what's the Paddington there now? Yeah, Paddington, yeah, Paddington. So it's not so easy for you to break into their heart.
Paddington on that.
Yeah,
No,
yeah, it's that.
Anyway, but yeah, I think this is good for them. As always, my own thought is always going to be like, when my people will reach there, because I'm always
I'm serious. Look, there are people who are intent on like
local championships. I'm happy for them, but I've always felt like we have what it takes to like have some kind of international appeal. We just haven't lived up to that expectation yet, and maybe someday, it will happen. We've done Cannes now. Maybe the next thing is Leicester Square. Funke Akindele and Jennifer's character
Maybe.
there. But I think part of this is also about the economic might of the immigrant community. I think Indians are doing very, very well outside of their country.
Yeah, the Indian Prime Minister.
Exactly. And so that means certain things can happen until we get that. So maybe we should support Kemi Badenoch to become queen.
What? Nigerians support Kemi Badenoch, the Kemi Badenoch that hates the very smell, sight, and breath of Nigerians.
The fact of the matter is, this woman has moved over there, and they say, hey, it's what you must do to survive. She's going to do it, like everybody else will from our country. But in any case, all I'm saying, though, is that when things like this happen, you have to understand that there is a huge push from a particular community that have now developed the economic mind to make certain things happen, because economics and culture are kind of related. Now, we can't have something like this because we haven't shown that Nollywood can travel, one, and two, our community there, I don't think they are wealthy enough to make any sort of like demands. So that's.
Anyways, I think it's important to point out that the statue marks 30 years of the longest running film in Indian cinema over there, and that is Diwali Dulhania Le Jayenge, that stars both actors. That's Shah Rukh Khan, who's fondly known as SRK, and Kajol. And yeah.
Both of whom I'm not.
You're not a fan of them. Are you a fan of anything Bollywood? So that puts it to bed.
Yeah.
Oluwaseun says, when you're big, you're big. Shah Rukh Khan is big. Now, for only America, Naim
is small.
Kemi is speaking for a lot of us without voices in those spaces. We're done.
I don't know that that's true.
Nigerians don't like her. Although me, I like her personally. So.
Why do you like her?
Because she's saying the truth and she's doing exactly what I think 98% of Nigerians will do in her position.
Okay. Well, I guess this is the part where we say thank you for being a part of the show for today. It's been an absolute pleasure with you. Thank you, Wilson. Thank you, Alex. Thank you, Cruz. Thank you, Ola. Thank you, Azu. Thank you, Chimezie. Don't say it.
Please come to the studio.
Thank you, Chimezie. Thank you, Senfaja. Thank you, Oluwaseun. We appreciate you. And let's do this again next week, Friday, 11, right here on Film Focus on Smooth 98.1. And in some seconds, I will be playing you some classic throwback on Golden Oldies on the Casbah because it's Friday and we relive memories. My name is Oluwaseun Olusegun. And
it's Oris, who you can find on
No guys an account on Instagram. But please check our Instagram handle called Film Efiko for everything about Nollywood and African cinema. Thank you.
we're hoping that Instagram restores the account of Oris
one day.
so that you can catch him again and you can drag his shirt and tell him his name is not Kevin first, it's Oris first.
Kelvin, please.
Kelvin. No, that's not your first name. We're done. Bye.
Haters. Haters trying to destroy my own name. Mama give me your. And now she's late, so she cannot take it back. So there we go.